Pops.
People go on extraordinary journeys in the name of love. A Manchester man is off to visit the love of his life, who happens to be doing time in a Texan jail.
Oh. Ding dong.
Modern love stories in a shrinking world. "36-year-old Warren from suburban South Manchester will soon be off to Texas to visit the person he feels is the love of his life.
For the last 8 months, I've been writing to a guy called Tim, who's imprisoned in America on a charge of kidnap. Here's my correspondence.
According to Warren, the relationship is intense, despite the fact that they've never actually set eyes on each other, let alone anything else.
The conversations we have are just absolutely brilliant. Between two people, two souls never met. It's absurd, isn't it? But it's fantastic, believe me. It starts off, as always, W. Okay. Hey. Well, what do you say, stranger? This old cell of mine I got now is itty-bitty and no table. Just a bed and toilet. Just a regular old prison cell like you'd see on television.
Warren says he wasn't looking for love when he first started writing to Tim after getting in contact with the prisoner's pen pals agency.
Being gay and happens to be another man. That isn't the road I went down. This isn't a lonely heart.
Tim is serving a 15-year sentence for kidnapping and criminal mischief. When he was sent down in 1993, he left an ex-wife and 2 young children, but now he tells Warren he's gay.
So how do you dig this hanky? Very twee. Okay. Still very clever. Don't know how he does all the shading. It's a really clever draw. I love you all bunches. Please write me. So, one of the shortest I've ever had. Basically, got letters in here, going back, covering every subject. You know, I just know this person so well. Everything he's told me in here.
But letters aren't enough now for Warren, and today he's off to America to visit Tim in prison and meet him for the very first time.
I've always wanted to go. It's an adventure. I'm going to meet somebody that I feel really, really, really close with, and who knows an awful lot about me. Actually in the flesh. This physical entity behind a glass barrier. I feel like I'm going to see Hannibal Lecter, in a way. So tired.
Warren's taking his best mate Alan along for the ride.
Bye, Mother.
After the long flight to Houston, Warren and Alan have not quite got to grips with the art of driving in Texas.
Oh, this is a fucking nightmare. How do I get back to the 45? I fucking hate it here, it's horrible.
Having found their 45, 3 hours later the boys arrive at their destination, the small town of Midway, Texas, and Warren sees the road that leads to the prison.
That's where I'll go.
After a good night's rest and a phone call to the prison, Warren is worried. It looks like his trip might be a complete waste of time. He's very upset.
They basically said that I would only get to see Tim if there was space. You know, it's a bit worrying. After being assured, being an overseas visitor, I would get at least 4 hours. If I can't get in, then I'll have to obviously think about arrangements for coming on later in the year. There's no way I'll give up.
As they prepare to leave for the prison, Warren's getting nervous.
I've only got the slightest inclination as to what he looks like from a black and white photo fit, literally years ago. And even then he looked like Peter Sutcliffe, you know, everybody was having a laugh, you know. As long as the everything goes well, there's absolutely no reason it shouldn't do. We know each other well enough to know what to talk about. We'll see.
Warren psychs himself up to come face to face for the very first time with the man he's fallen madly in love with by letter. He worries about the conditions in the prison.
What goes on in prison, and you see on the films, it's all true. You know? Stabbings, beatings, rapes, it's absolutely all true. 6.5 years, that's all he's ever known. Now that looks like it could be it there. Up there. So it does look pretty daunting, doesn't it? It's not at all as I imagined it. It's just a vast expanse of barbed wire and grilled windows. Just a little bit tense now.
Warren approaches the prison nervously, hoping that the trip he's been planning for months will not be a waste of time. He comes back from the gate with good news.
I've just come away from the main gate. They are going to let me in. Literally just empty your pockets, come back and then go through. So that's where I'm going to go right now. I don't want to be too long away, you see. See you later.
Finally, Warren is allowed into the prison to see Tim. It's a medium security prison, housing over 2,000 male prisoners. Tim's crime was viewed by the state as being serious, but Warren thinks his sentence was excessive.
It was not like Starsky and Hutch. He didn't, jump out, throw a bag over somebody's head, throw him in the back of a car. It just so happened that he wouldn't let a certain person out of this car after a massive argument, a certain young lady. She was 20, he was 22. That in the state of Texas is kidnap, and it carries a 15-year sentence. He's lost all of his 20s. They're all gone. I believe that's far too harsh.
After 6 intense hours, Warren emerges from the prison.
It was brilliant. They were all contained within cages, within this plastic square, and all you were doing was sat on a chair next to another person on a chair next to another person, all the way around the room like a cattle market, and speaking literally this kind of position on the glass. By the way, I forgot to tell you both, I have a photo. I don't know if you can see that. That's the apparel they have to wear. That every one of them are in that thing there.
Later that evening, Warren's still on a high after the visit.
There he was. Every bit as big as he said he would be, because I know he works out, full of tattoos, a good-looking fella. We just chatted about everything, really. There wasn't an uncomfortable silence at all. It is another level, isn't it? You actually feel now that I do know Tim a hell of a lot more. It's just been an absolutely fantastic day, and it's everything that I thought about has just really come to fruition.
Since they began writing, Warren has saved himself for Tim, even though he's aware that their relationship is hardly typical.
If you or someone was to say to me, Warren, in like a few months' time, you're going to pick up an ad, you're going to start writing to an American prisoner in the state of Texas, and you're going to find it a very moving experience, and it's going to change your life, I'd just use some choice language, Never in a million years.
Days later, Warren's back at home, and the letters continue.
He basically starts off little W, as he always does. How do you do? With a big smile in brackets. I love my time with you, hon. I can't believe, just how much I felt. Everything about us, I love, baby. Everything. You have said the most beautiful things to me. Things nobody has ever told me. Probably nobody ever will outside of you. And you would be a wonderful, wonderful other half. Together we could find all the secrets to a beautiful life, exploring and expanding our depths. Well, I'm gone. I love you. And if you don't hear from me for 4 or 5 days, then I'm having a problem getting stamps. That is all. All my love, Tim.
And it's not going to stop with just letters.
When Tim actually does get out, we've both expressed that we definitely want to get together, you know, for all the right reasons. The commitment's there, everything, all the right elements are there. Forgetting anything about 2 men or whatever, everything is right. We want to be together, we want to try to do something, Carl. We want to be together. Sorry, it just reminds me of that sad advert. I didn't really want to say that. But the ultimate aim is to try and get together and make a life. How that's going to come to fruition, I don't know yet, because I don't know about going over to America because of my job. I don't know about Tim coming over to the UK because of he's going to have this record. But basically, we're all capable of anything if we push for it. And I believe we'll do it, there's no doubt. We'll find a way, it's just that that way is not clear right now. But we will find a way.